In the first video of the meditation series, we are dealing with posture and environment. And I think we should start with environment because there's a few aspects or angles to it. The first is choosing the right place to meditate. And obviously we want it to be comfortable. It needs to be well ventilated without being windy or cold. And it also needs to be as quiet as possible. It is only later, when we are quite averse with meditation, that we could probably sit down in the middle of a bus station and meditate. But for now, we need to start off slowly and start with an undisturbed environment. This can be indoors or outdoors, although I would suggest when you start out, indoors is going to be better. You should switch off your cell phone. You should notify people around you that you're going to meditate so that everybody can just stay a little quieter. The other thing is the environment should also be energetically clear. And this means that you should look at something like incense, cleaning up the space with incense to just remove any denser vibrations, especially of the mental and emotional nature that will sit in the space. You can also have music when you meditate. That is entirely optional. I personally like to meditate in silence, but I do use music when I'm leading a group meditation. The other thing is you can light a candle. Perhaps you have another ritual in the process of lighting your incense. It is entirely up to you. But once you've created your environment, you are essentially ready to start meditating. So the next thing we need to look at then is your posture. Some people prefer to meditate lying down, and I initially advise against this because the tendency to want to sleep is pretty high. So the thing is to choose an upright chair. You can see here I'm sitting in an office chair. You could use a dining room chair, or you can actually sit on a couch. It's not a problem. However, if you are sitting on a couch, then you should make sure that you have enough cushioning behind your back, that you are not slouched, and that your spine is held as erect as possible and still be comfortable. Okay. The other thing I want to mention to you here is if you choose to sit on the floor and, do sort of a yogic position, and if you can hold your legs, your feet on top of your knees, by all means do that. For me personally, I can't manage that anymore. So I need to sit on a chair. You can also sit with your legs crossed, but not your arms. So if you want to sit cross-legged on a couch, on a chair, or on the floor, that's fine. Please don't cross your limbs, because this actually blocks the flow of energy, your arms. It blocks the flow of energy during the course of the meditation. The other thing you need to just be aware of is that if you are sitting on a chair and you don't have your legs crossed, then your feet should be planted on the ground, just comfortably and in a relaxed way, resting on Mother Earth. So this is the basis of our environment and our posture for our meditation process. In our next clip, we're going to move to some of the supporting things we can do before we start meditating.